ورحمة الله وبركاته. Muhammad Basim is back with you guys for AP Psychology, Cognition Unit 2, and we're going to be checking back on our answers. These following answers are correct. The answers which are marked as X turned out to be wrong. Now, let's check for this one. Remember this following graph where it says world record performance by serial position? If this experiment were modified to include a 30-second delay filled with a counting task, and before recall, which part of the graph most likely would change? The high recall rate for position 13 and 15. This is because like fast short-term memory is going to be forgotten, and due to the 30-second delay with the counting task, so the individual will forget it. Now, after a severe car accident, Maria wakes up in the hospital with significant memory loss. And the following, this one is a simple mistake that we made for two questions, uh, where when you remember something from the past, but not before the trauma accident itself, but you can remember stuff such as family members and you can make future thoughts. This turned out to be retrograde amnesia, not anterograde. It's a very simple mistake. And we have for this question, Dr. Davis conducted a study, and every day while the no review group had no further exposure, this was clearly the forgetting curve. I have no idea why I put proactive interference. The forgetting curve is shown clearly by the no review group, and it's just slightly decreasing every now and then, so it turns into a curve. This one question, where is it? Question 18. Maya is deeply engrossed in reading a novel on her phone. The train car is filled with various conversations, announcements over the speaker system, and the rhythmic sounds of the train moving. Then she heard her company's name, and when she heard the company's name in a nearby conversation, she immediately draws attention away from her reading. This is sustained attention, where she is drawing attention constantly to the book, and when she heard her name, she immediately, no, it's not, I made the same mistake again. Selective attention, she decides where to place her attention, and when she decided to place her attention, she heard her company's name, and that took her attention away from the reading, and she gave it to the conversation going on. The conversation going on. Now, Dr. Carter, a computer scientist, in collaboration with a team of psychologists, is making a new software tool designed to enhance learning outcomes in mathematics for high school students. And basically, it talks about which problem solving strategy best describes Dr. Carter's approach. It's clearly the algorithms, not the analytical problem solving, because when you use step-by-step rules that guarantee a correct solution, it's algorithms. Algorithms. And on to question. In a recent experiment, this question because we had a hard time. Make sure you guys revise these following topics, like this specific question, and where it says where they identified types of animals and which one is specifically a bird, and which concept in cognitive psychology best explains the participants' response where they placed the animal at the end of the list, although all of them are birds. This is this is prototype, not schema. Prototype. Okay. On to the next question. Okay. After a serious snowboarding incident, Ben wakes up in the hospital with no memory of the accident on the ski trip. Same as the previous question, this is anterograde amnesia, not retrograde amnesia here. Where did we got it wrong? Retrograde amnesia. Okay. Wait, I skipped too far. Okay. Researchers hypothesize that elaborative rehearsal techniques will improve long-term retention of vocabulary words compared to traditional note memorization. They recruited 180 first year of college students enrolled. Anyways, what key methodological problem does the study determine? And poor operational definition. Okay, we explained this one before. Okay, this one, where which principle of depth perception is being taught in the specific lesson, and it's clearly given here. It's clearly given here. where it clearly shows that it is a linear position, as there is rungs around it, which gives it the depth of the look. It is not aerial perspective. Now, when Marcus receives an invitation to the high school reunion, where he basically remembers all of his old memories, but it's very difficult to remember what was his daily schedule in these old memories. Episodic memory. It's an episode which he doesn't remember. And now we have question. Where is it? Responses. Where is this? During the first year of medical school, Sarah learns about a revolutionary new theory, accommodation. She accommodates the new memory, not assimilation. It's not adding a new fact. She accommodates it into her thinking of the same topic. If, example, if it was a different topic, you would say assimilation. Now, for the AAQ, we're going to be using this as our guide for the answers. This is going to be our source for the questions. Now, the student explored how students' mindsets about their abilities, whether they had a growth mindset or a fixed mindset, influence their behaviors when facing academic challenges. A growth mindset reflects the belief that abilities can be developed through effort and learning, and while a fixed mindset implies that abilities are static and unchangeable. Okay, let's highlight this one. Growth mindset reflects the belief that abilities can be developed through effort and learning, while fixed mindset implies that abilities are static and unchangeable. Researchers hypothesize that since with a growth mindset, this is a hypothesis, so it's very important to highlight it so you can remember it. And because we're going to be using it in a very important question, hypothesize that students with a growth mindset would exhibit a wide range of adaptive behaviors, such as perseverance and seeking assistance, and in response to academic challenges compared to students with a fixed mindset. Okay, let's proceed. They give us a following demographic. We're going to have to analyze this very accurately. First, let's take a look at the questions before we start so we know which one to target. The research method, like for example, what type of research method were they doing, case study or naturalistic observation, or it depends. Set the operational definition of the growth mindset in the study, and like mentioned above, the highlighted part, we're going to have to give them the example of what it is, such as introduced in the introduction. Describe the meaning of the range of adaptive behaviors observed in the study. The meaning of it, we're gonna have to see what that is. Identify and describe one ethical guideline. We're gonna have to look out for that. Action and the extent to which the research findings may or may not be generalized using specific and relevant evidence from the study. Explain how at least one of the research findings support or refute the hypothesis that growth mindset is associated with more adaptive behaviors and respond to challenges. So this question, if you guys don't understand it, is saying that the findings may not be generalizable to the general population. Can we use this study to apply it into the general population or not? So we're gonna have to also look out for that one. And this one is telling us to watch out for like the final hypothesis and the conclusion, which if it's like the hypothesis that the researchers did, is it correct or not? And we should use evidence to explain it. Now, let's see for the graph. We finished for the introduction of the participants. We're going to have to analyze the sample of 156 high school students. Generally, an amount of 150 high school students is a very small population, so for the study, and across 3 urban public schools in the United States. So this is also important. Urban public schools in the United States. They did not specify private or rural schools. They specifically said urban public. Now, the sample was approximately balanced in terms of gender and included students from various racial and socio-economic backgrounds. So that's a good point. They basically did balance in relations to social status and racial equality, and that's what they did. And to protect the privacy of participants, all data were collected were anonymized, and individual identifiers were removed from the observational records, so that no information could be traced back to specific students and or shared beyond the research team. So this is them applying the unknown unit, like keeping the participants anonymous and keeping them, they're keeping the data private. This is the following demographics: 52-48, not a major difference between gender and of male and female in the demographic, just male is slightly more. White European American 40%, 30%, 20%, 10%. So this is a bit odd since the white European American values higher than the others, but that's fine since they clearly stated here that they include students from various racial and socioeconomic backgrounds. So it's not the issue of the state unless they said that they were not equal, that one race was more than the other in amount. Now, the method that they use, researchers observe students in their typical classroom environments. The research observes students in their typical classroom environments, recording the responses to academic challenges such as difficult assignments or new topics. Now, so far, if you want to make sure about the type of research method being used, you apply to the method, you have to focus really quickly. Observe students. If it's a case study, you're gonna have to see what independent variable is implied. But so far, they're only saying the observed students here, observe them. And secondly, they recorded them. So this is most likely naturalistic observation. Let's continue to see if this is true. Indicators of perseverance, like seeking help from teachers or peers, retrying tasks after failure, and actively engaging with feedback. They were noted by the researchers. This is another point similar to the ones that I made above. Just 1 second. Were noted by the researchers who did not interfere. This is the golden ticket to identify your method. Who did not interfere with the classroom setting. Okay, this is gonna play an important part later or when we're doing the question. And before these observations, the students completed a self-assessment survey that categorized them into two groups: growth mindset and fixed mindset. We're going to have to closely note that the type of mindset which was used, and the survey included statements. This entire part for method is important, so please pay attention here. The survey included statements reflecting beliefs about learning effort, such as I can improve a task if I work hard, growth mindset. We're going to use that later. And I am either naturally good at something or I am not. Fixed mindset. This is the two mindsets and what these students believe. Since we agreed with statements about improvement through effort were what? Categorized as having a growth mindset. So down below in one of the questions, they told us to explain what is a growth mindset. So this is the categorical meaning. So it will most likely be this. What is underlined? Going to find an underline. Okay. While those who agreed with statements suggesting static abilities were categorized as having a fixed mindset. This one's also an important example. To understand the adaptability within each mindset group, the researchers calculated the range of adaptive behaviors observed. This range highlighted the variability in responses, showing how constantly students in each group applied adaptive strategies. Tables summarizing the range of adaptive behaviors within each mindset group are included for interpretations. So this is the observed, the range of the mindset, the range and their mindset type. So they have more mindset and they have more adaptive behaviors for growth mindset, while fixed mindset have very maybe low variability. This is a high variability. The results and discussions. The results indicate that students with a growth mindset displayed a wide range of adaptive behaviors in response to academic challenges compared to students with a fixed mindset. For example, students with a growth mindset observe engaging behaviors like asking questions, seeking feedback, and retrying difficult tasks with higher frequency and higher variability. Okay, the range of adaptive behaviors was notably larger for the growth mindset group, and they have a larger variability, like I said above. Switching the growth mindset, students were more adapted in challenging situations. The difference was statistically significant. So this one's also important. and indicating that the observed effect is unlikely to be due to chance. However, since the study was conducted in an urban school setting, the generalizability of these findings to other educational contexts, such as rural schools, are limited. This is the golden ticket for naturalistic. No, for which question? I would say that no. Wait, an example may not be generalizable. This is the example. Let's start writing. The research method used in this study is naturalistic observation. This can be, this can be, uh, wait, just 1 second. Okay, now I remember. Evidence of this is seen in the introduction. Not introduction, I think method. Method? Yeah, method. Okay, of this is seen in the method study, such as we highlighted it. Research observed students in their typical classroom environments reporting their responses. Okay, and I would not. Researchers observed students in their typical classroom environments. First part, and okay, I set copies with this. So, and after failure or noted by the researcher did not interfere with the classroom setting. Did not interfere with the classroom setting, and okay, well, those who agreed recording responses to academic challenges. All whilst, okay, let's add this all whilst recording the feedback and actions taken by the students. Now, set the operational definition of the growth mindset in the study. It's mentioned above. Where is it? The growth mindset. Where is it? The survey includes and read statements. No, it's somewhere around here. Small compared. No, I think it's somewhere in introduction. Reflects the belief that abilities can be developed, and where it's categorized, and it's somewhere around here. Where it's categorized. Students who agreed with statements about to effort were categorized as having a growth mindset. Great, this is the answer. And where is it? A growth mindset reflects the belief that abilities can be developed through effort and learning, while a fixed mindset, no, they only ask for growth mindset, so we're not going to add any extra information for this part, so we don't get the answer wrong. A growth mindset is reflects the belief that abilities can be developed through effort and learning in the study. We're going to also add that they ask for more feedback, and like asking feedback with variability. See how the highlights have helped us while reading the paragraph. This helped us for answering the questions. Describe the meaning of the range of adaptive behaviors observed in the study. The range of adaptive behaviors. The meaning of the range of adaptive behaviors shows that the students which have the growth mindset the meaning of the range of adaptive behaviors shows that the students which have the growth mindset show more how do I say this? Show more variability in regards to adapting. What is it? Let's read it with an eye in response. Okay, adaptive and response to adaptation. That's in regards to having specific adaptive behaviors uh, for academic, what was mentioned in here, in response to academic challenges, in response to academic challenges, in response to having, in response to having specific adaptive behaviors to academic challenges in order to compared, okay, wider range during the study. This is for this is for a growth mindset which has shown a high variability in the which has shown a high variability in the these adaptive behaviors, although the fixed mindset uh, which was shown in them expressing more feedback, retrying, where is it, result in discussion. I can improve a tasks. I can improve a tasks if I work hard. I can improve a task if I work hard. A wide range of adaptations such as perseverance, seeking assistance, and perseverance. Okay, how do you call this? Although the fixed mindset has a low, the fixed mindset has a much, has no, not too much, has a lower variability. This is due to them. This is due to them. What is it? Sharing, sharing the idea of I'm either, which has shown lower, which has shown lower feedback, less asking for assistance, and not retrying, difficult academic challenges or problems. At least one ethical guideline. So one of the ethical guidelines is the applied anonymity, like anonymous. Where did we see this? Anonymous. Ah, by protecting anonymity. Or how do I can't say it. I can't say it, but I can write it for some reason. And anonymity. It's kind of odd. Uh, protecting privacy of the participants. Where was it? Beside introduction, all data collected or analyzed and this or moving that to ensure that okay or beyond the research team. Okay, this one is easy. Explain the extent to which the research findings may or may not be generalizable using specific and relevant evidence from the study. The researchers picked only 180 or 150 students. 150 students a urban, from from American, from a US, from a US urban high school without, it's mentioned rural here. What is it? Rural. Okay, since the study, which is a small sample number. Also, the generalizability of these findings of the industry, such as rurals towards other types of schools, such as rural schools, may be limited due to the researchers only picking the sample out of a U.S. urban school, high school. Now, where were we? Color, automatic. Okay. Generalizability, difference, setting the observe. Also, I forgot to mention this difference. Okay, I think that is likely to be due to chance. And where could we state it? Okay, picked 150 since we should add more points. Let's may or may not using specific and relevant evidence from the study. And where was it? Although I have no idea why it's typing. Okay, although the amount of students in race and what is it? Indicators interfere. Although the students socio-economic, the sample was approximately balanced. The sample, but the sample was approximately balanced in terms of gender and included students from various racial and socio-economical backgrounds. Okay. Explain how at least one of the research findings supports or refutes the hypothesis that growth mindset is associated with more adaptive behaviors involved in response to challenges. And okay, ABQ supports or refutes the hypothesis that the growth mindset is associated with more adaptive behaviors in response to challenges. To where we were, I've added some extra points since then, and I'm going to be telling them where we said the research method is used in naturalistic observation. I realize we have to include more, you know, more detailed, all while recording the feedback and actions taken by the students. This is also noted by this. Students with a growth mindset or observed in engaging behaviors like asking questions, seeking feedback, and retrying difficult tasks with higher variability and frequency and variability. I added a larger range mean since in that group differed more from one another in how many adaptive strategies they use. This is a known anonymity. Oh my god. I said privacy protection, let's just say confidentiality of the participant's information. And this protects the participant's right to privacy. And I also added this part. The researchers picked only 150 students from three schools, which is a relatively small sample number. Also, the generalizability of these findings to other educational contexts towards other types of schools, such as rural or urban, suburban schools as well, may be limited due to the researchers only picking the sample out of a US urban high school. further illustrating how broadly the conclusions can be applied. But the sample was approximately balanced in terms of gender and included students from various racial and socioeconomic backgrounds, which somewhat strengthens the representativeness within the urban school populations. Now, for the last question, the findings support the hypothesis. Students with a grown mindset displayed a range of 15 to from 3 to 18 15 adaptive behaviors from 3 to 18 compared to only 8, 1 to 9. We are comparing the average in this question. For the fixed mindset students, this larger range combined with the more frequent behaviors like seeking feedback, asking questions, and retrying tasks shows that growth mindset students were more adaptable when facing academic challenges. Critically, this difference was statistically significant, meaning it is unlikely due to chance, which strongly supports the hypothesis that growth mindset is associated with a broader repertoire of adaptive responses. This is the part for the which one? Where were we? Yeah, for the AAQ, and I explained the questions which we got wrong as well. Now we are going to be solving the ABQ in the next video. Thank you.